you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche Chinjemanze, and on this channel we talk about relationships, motherhood, and things that matter to us like family, movies, and lots more. Today's video, like if you watched my last video, I said I was going to treat the issue of the lady who the boyfriend or fiance said she has to go to his mother's house to stay 3 weeks for the man to assess, for the mother to assess her to see if she's a suitable wife. And guess what? These people have been dating, like they've been dating for 3 solid years. So I have been dating you for 3 years. You've been studying me like school. Some courses are 4 years course. Whereas some courses are 7 years course. So you have studied me a 4-year course. I'm getting to final year in the 4 years course. They are now telling you that jump. Jump. That's what I see it as, because what have you guys been doing in the relationship for 3 years, and you don't know if she's suitable for you. She has to go and pass. Hey, board exam. It's board exam because there's nothing else I can call it. For those that studied nursing and midwifery, is when they read to an extent, they will first of all go and write board exam for nursing and write board exam for midwifery before they graduate. So the man is telling you that you have to go and pass the mother's board exam before he sees if he will marry you. For me, that speaks of irresponsibility. That is number one. That speaks of irresponsibility. And secondly, it screams mommy's boy. If your mother is the one going to assess your wife for you, you know there's a difference between mommy getting your chata wine. Like if your mom, you know, in her course of duty, she sees a good woman that she feels that this girl or this lady is wife material, and she recommends the lady to you. You study the lady yourself and you guys end up together. There's a difference between that and that you saw a girl yourself. You now decided that the girl has to travel down to pass your mother's test. Pass your mother's test before you get married to all these 3 years. You have been reading only Bible together, Abby. That's just what you guys have been doing. You guys have not been studying each other. She has to go and pass that. Anyway, let me not talk too much. As a lady, there are things you should consider. Yes. In my last video, I spoke about this desperation, about you being the one. You are the one leaving your father's house and mother's house to go and build a new family. If there is anybody going to test anything, it's them. That you don't have test for the man that wants to marry you. You're supposed to have test for him. Like your first visit to that man's place is for you to be assessing. They can just be seeing how their eyes, the body language, their eye language, how they are doing, to see if these people will give you wahala or they will not give you wahala. You're the one supposed to be testing. If these people are going to give you any wahala, it's better for you to stay where you are. As far as need the show, being or need the comfortable, mother be they gonna in another place. Like you know, in this our part of the world, mother Lord allow the parents here except go that place. So if there's anybody supposed to be tested, it's him and his family that will be tested to see if is conducive for you. That is it. That's number one. Number two, you that they are telling to go, and that means that man, oh, he has seen you finish. Like he has seen you as a jobless person. Because if he feels that you have a job or you have a business that you're taking serious, it means you have not worked on yourself. For a man to even suggest it to you, it means you have not worked on yourself. For you to suggest that I carry my bag for 3 weeks and leave all my engagements, everything that I am doing, to go and stay in your mother's house as a jobless person. So it means that that man, he doesn't see it that you're serious with your own life. So as a woman, keep on building yourself. Keep on building your life. Keep on doing those things you like. Find something doing. It's better for you to be a volunteer somewhere and they are not paying you than for you to be idle. You will just carry your load and go and stay in that man's house 1 week, 2 weeks, in on Bomchi, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's why he can even suggest such a thing to you. And the third thing you should check, if a man has that guts to suggest that kind of thing to you. The third thing is that man has no respect or regard for your own family. Because if that man feels that you're coming from somewhere, how can you ask somebody's daughter? Let's say you're not working and you're in your parents' house. How can you ask somebody's, like if you pack your load now, pack your load and pack your bag and leave your parents' house. Let's say you're not living alone, you're living with your parents. And leave your parents' house and you will tell your mother and your father that you're going where? In a weekend. You're going to stay 3 weeks. Where? Who is that person? Do we know the person? So it passes a message about how you have presented your family before him, and how I was in a video where I talked about some women that ask money from their daughter's boyfriends, not husband, self, boyfriend. So it means there is a way you've presented your family poorly before him. Even if you guys are living from hand to mouth, that pride. There are two kinds of pride. There's a kind of pride that pulls down a man, and there's the kind of pride that should be in every human being. The positive kind of pride that makes you not to fall below a certain standard. In a rigodaja, you're supposed to have it. That's what makes you a person. So no matter how poor you're coming from, poor your background is, there's a certain way you should present your family before a man. I'm not saying be fake, but then ugu, integrity. Do you get that? I don't know if you understand me. That's the best way I can explain it. It means that your family he doesn't have any regard, and in the future, if anything is happening, he has no regard for your parents. If he expects you, that you're going where to do what? That's the problem I have with certain women that do this kind of things, and certain ladies that do this kind of things. That means in the future, they can use you to do anything in their family. The fourth implication of this kind of condition is that all through your marriage, you're not under the man, you are under his mother. It means she will continue having a say in what happens. It means she comes, he has not finished marrying them, not to talk of starting to marry you. If the mother has to assess first before he decides to marry you. So when a man starts giving you this kind of condition, please carry yourself high and leave that ship. Let him go and look for low life people that will do it with him, and not you. Tell him that you are above such. Then that brings me to the set of women that are saying it's normal, it's tradition in our village. You have to go and do this and do that. Let me tell you tradition. If that is not tradition, before ever, I know the kind of tradition you're talking, before ever that lady goes to that man's house, they must have done the wine carrying. I put some introduction. Because where are you going to? If that is the introduction, is I have come to know your parents, to notify your parents of my intention. I'm coming to meet your kinsmen to notify them of my intention. That is introduction. I am go there before the girl rode the man's house. Like, they'll first of all do that aspect before talking about the girl going there to probably become a wife material. And those things are fast phasing out because women are pursuing their careers these days. They are not carrying men on their head like gala. So that is tradition. Tradition is not you going to the man's house so that the mother will test first to see if they will marry you. No. Tradition is first of all, your parents before he release that place. Now let me tell you something about this wife material of a thing. When they say there is no formula to wife materialism, there is no formula. I know a lady. Do you know why the man's parents rejected her? The man's mother, not even the man's parents. This lady came to the house. This one, I'm talking of something I experienced. I don't want to call names. This lady came to the house, and early morning, immediately after morning devotion, bam! Obura Azizazawej. She started sweeping the house that morning. And the man's mother said, "You see this one? No. She's a pretender. That we will not marry her. She's pretending." Like, she woke up and swept the compound. And that is what made the man, that's what made the man's mother to say, no, this one, our son will not marry this one. Whereas there are some people that we wake up, and when in fact, when the man eventually married, the wife did not stress, the wife that he married did not stress herself with all these things. So for some people, when you go and sweep, they will cancel you bad. Whereas for others, when you go and don't sweep, that is when they will cancel you bad. So do you even know the kind of test you're going to face there? Because non teacher, she applies powder, she applies cortex and everything on her hand. That's why they rejected her. But do you know there's another person that they rejected because she was not applying all those things? So there's no formula to it, even as you're going to do wife material. Some people, when they serve them food to eat, because they finish the food, they say this one will finish our son's money. No, our son cannot marry this one. And for some people, because she remained the food, they say, this one is a waster. How can we serve her food and she did not finish it? So even as you're carrying your load to go for testing, do you know the cutoff mark? Do you know the questions they are setting for you? You don't even know. So best be yourself, and best know what you can do and what you cannot do, and best carry yourself in a good way. A high quality man who will not give you these conditions. Is marriage or is not punishment? Marriage is two people loving each other selflessly, like they are committed for the rest of their lives to love each other. This video is becoming long. Let me cut it short. It is not a punishment. It is not you going for slavery. It is you entering into love. Remember that the Bible says that the man should love the wife as Christ has loved the church and laid down his life for the church. Yes. So it's all about the man loving you selflessly, sacrificing. I don't know, many of us don't know the enormity of what Christ did for us. Like him who is a king. The Bible says he's equal with the Father, but he did not claim that equality. He came down, like he stooped low and came down and accepted the worst form of death on the cross. So even when they say, men, love your wives as Christ loved the church, men have not even understood that the burden on them, the task on them is even great. The task on Christ was so great. So that is it. As a woman, know your worth, know your price, and act accordingly. And people will fall into place. And the ones who cannot condone it, they will go. That's all I have to say. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you do not enjoy it, give it thumbs down. Me, I'm not rejecting any of the thumbs. And then, if you're yet to subscribe, please do subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.